And that's great because she in school, but
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the live feed of Chrissy Commons Conversation. And this evening's edition is going to be all about what you see right now on my screen with my special guest, Neeko Bond, this evening. As we
Neeko
start out,
Bond, dog.
as we start out, we want to first, of course, always give a salute to the first responders out there that are helping out save people's lives. To all of those that are still within the midst of a pandemic, we want to make sure that you are mindful, staying safe, mask up if you need to, and if you feel like it, you vaccinate. This evening, we also want to say that I'm starting something new where we call it Christmas comments. So my comments of the evening is instead of passing back, don't pass judgment. Oftentimes we like to pass judgment on people for the things that they're into and the things that they feel that it's okay to do. Instead of passing judgment, pass positivity. As we continue on this evening, I also want to say congratulations to all of the graduates of 2021. You have made it a tremendous, hard year, and you made it through. Now the world is yours, and I hope you're ready. Without further ado, as he continues to get himself right for the show, this edition of Chris Thomas Conversation. Welcome, Neeko.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? What's going on, brother?
Just working, staying consistent, and work.
Working.
Focusing on elevation and making sure everything is together the first time.
All right, I understand that. So, Neeko, tell people who you are.
Well, for one, I'm a jack of all trades. I do a little bit of everything. But the main things I do music, act, and I have a podcast called The Smoke Station.
The smoke station. That's right. And that's why you see right now this evening he is indulging in his smoke station.
But see, it fits with me in general because it goes to my personality. But besides me doing the podcast, it
Okay.
just fit. And
It
then I
fits.
wanted to yeah, it fits because as far as you know, before as besides being an artist or whether you a broadcast, whatever, you're a person first. So
Right.
as far as the smoking and dealing with cannabis and edibles and THC and everything else, it goes to me as a person, as a regular human, with me using medical marijuana as far as CBD, as far as body and um smoking it as far as THC.
Okay. Now,
And it helped a lot.
well, you first started out in your lifestyle because this is a different type of lifestyle.
I started smoking when I was about I say about 11 years old, 10, 11 years old.
Okay. Now, was it introduced to you from some friends?
No, it was introduced by family.
Okay. Okay. And once you got into it, was it something that do you feel like you automatically enjoyed it, or it took a while?
Yeah, no, it didn't take a while at all.
It didn't take a while. Okay.
Yeah,
Would you have waited until you were older if you could go back?
no,
No.
no, no, because it still would have been the same way. To
Okay.
be honest, it would have been the same way.
So, what are you indulging in this evening? What is that?
Uh, this white bubble gum gelato and some wax.
Now, what I explained to Vigo earlier is I have no idea what wax is. So, please explain that.
they had they had well the strains they call them flowers, which they are, and then they have wax. That's like you know how you have wax in a candle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. It feels like that in your hand. It looks like it, but like it's melted down or molded together. But it has THC in it, and it's a very high percentage.
Okay.
And when you smoke it, you only need a little bit.
You only need a little bit. Okay.
You only need a little bit. Even if you are experienced smoker, you only need a little bit.
Does that change your focus?
No. Well, I'm gonna say this. Not for me.
Not
For
for
me,
you.
it doesn't. For people who are not used to it or haven't really experienced it enough, it might. But regardless, it won't make you feel like on the tip of I don't know about this, I'm not doing it again, or none of that. It'll just have you feel like, whoa, I'm really high. It's another type of high.
Now, I've seen and read studies out of Colorado about how they're trying to see if it affects driving, the rise of crime, and different decision making. What do you feel on that issue? Do you feel like people can drive coherently while smoking?
Yes,
Okay.
because 90% before it was legalized as far as medical, or in certain states legalized as a whole, which is medical and recreational. Either way, unless it's an extra drug that's not supposed to go with marijuana, 90% of people can drive with it. They do it on a regular, whether you know it or not.
Hmm. So the state that you're in, which state are you in? Is it legal?
I feel like it should be legal as a whole. For one, because most people smoke. They smoke marijuana, whether you're old, you're young, or middle age, whatever the case may be. But all in all, people smoke it for health reasons, and majority of people smoke it. They still have jobs or want to be employed. And a lot of these jobs are still doing urinalysis and swabs and everything else and hair follicles tests for marijuana as well as other drugs. When marijuana is technically is not nothing that's bad.
Do you think if they're testing for marijuana, do you think they should test for alcohol? Would that be fair?
No, because alcohol is legal.
It's true. That is
You
true.
can't test for that. Only way you're gonna be able to test is the breathalyzer, and and then that's a whole another lane, or I guess you could say level of conversation or situation, because you're not supposed to. I wouldn't suggest nobody to drink and drive.
I
So
agree.
that's something totally different from marijuana. 90% of marijuana, you will never get an accident while you're smoking with it, or while you possibly high. Now,
Is it true
if you're talking about alcohol, it's a high possibility.
that okay? Is it true that smoking gives people cravings and different things like that? I am not one that
You say
indulges.
cravings?
Yeah, cravings.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. 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 That's a huge possibility. That's a given guarantee.
Okay. All right. So, do you feel that you're a family man? Is it okay to smoke around children?
No, I don't even smoke around children.
Okay. So you have your limitations on when.
Yeah. I definitely have my limitation. Like if it's like if it's a child around the room, I'll go and smoke somewhere else, or I either had a child go eat or go play or find some recreational uh, um activity to do, but make sure it's near me, but the way where they're away from the smoke.
Okay.
If it's a child in a near or facility.
Do you feel that smoking has the same effect, smoking marijuana, the same effect on your lungs as smoking cigarettes? A lot of people feel that
Can you repeat that? You was a little low.
do you feel that smoking marijuana has the same effect on your lungs as smoking cigarettes?
No,
Okay.
because marijuana is supposed to be either smoked, eaten, which is still in your body and it decomposes after a while. It can be in a drink, or it can be in a what we call CBD form, and they use it in several things. They can use it in Epsom salt. You can use it in oil. You can use it in like lotion,
Mhm.
soap, just about anything. But even hair products.
Hair products?
Yes,
Really?
hair products. Yeah, you can do it.
Such as
Well,
what?
like shampoos and uh conditioners.
I
Mm?
had no idea. I do know
Hmm.
about
But it's a
different.
different. It's
Yes.
it that's the CBD part. The CBD part is the medical, and it helps for like your body or for certain people. This is not for everybody, but for certain people, it helps with their mental disorders in some way somehow.
Because
But
a
to
lot of
me,
people
I would say, but on the flip side, the THC, which most people use, even myself, that's the form of, well, the higher form of feeling to get high, like on the point of where everybody's feeling good and feeling mellow or feeling real laid back, but still at the same time, certain flowers or strains, they as they say or as we call them, they when you smoke them, certain ones, it helps bodies. Like I know a strain that I smoked before that helps Crohn's disease. My engineer, Devo, he has Crohn's disease. When and he goes through it real bad. Like it'll be times where he might not talk for 2 3 weeks,
mm,
but when he smoke a certain strain, it helps him.
wow,
And he don't he said for a while when he was going to the hospital and getting surgeries and everything else, they for the pain relief they would prescribe him Percocets and oxycodone.
which is
He
worse.
was taking them for a while, but after a while he was getting hooked to them, and it was doing his body bad
Yeah, that's
because he was doing
worse.
anything to relieve that pain because it kept coming, kept coming. Then when it stopped, it came back. But then he let that go and he just stuck to marijuana like he was doing before, but now he did it even more because of just in case it come back.
Well, I know recently in the news we heard about a new FDA treatment for people that are suffering from Alzheimer's disease. But I've often heard that marijuana could also help with Alzheimer's.
Now, see that I didn't know.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of that. It helps with certain parts of the brain. Um, I don't know which strain, but now with the
And
FDA
see, I
coming
wish I would have knew that
yeah,
before because it probably would have helped my great grandmother.
yeah,
Because that's one thing she suffered from Alzheimer's, but she didn't. But she didn't smoke.
yeah, yeah. It's something I think that is it, for all we know, it could be in this new drug that they just put out. We don't know. We don't know.
And
We
for
don't know
me,
what it is
it,
drug that's out. But I do know that there's research out there that shows that people they actually have a nursing home. I don't can't remember which country it was. There is a nursing home for
mhm.
older people that are suffering with early stages of Alzheimer's that they are allowed to smoke, and it helps them. Look that up. Look that up. I'm telling you.
Well, I definitely am because I study it. But
Yeah. His
my
own
pain
he spoke. He said it was great.
with smoking, the pain that helped me. I've been in several car accidents.
Mm,
I've been hit by a car, but all the times I was in the accidents, it was never my fault.
wow.
When I got hit by a car, like literally hit by a car, not me being in a vehicle, I was on foot.
Oh my God.
I was on my way to the library to go print out and sign this contract I was supposed to do to show out Omaha, Nebraska with Boosie.
Mm,
And I couldn't do it because of course, right before I was ready to cross well, minute missing me crossing the street, the girl wasn't paying attention, she hit me. When she hit me, flew in the air, my body was spinning in midair. I stopped, turned, and then when I came down inside my head, when I came down, side my head landed on the windshield. And rolled out the car and kept sliding in the middle of the street.
oh my
But
goodness.
I still
And
suffer
you're
from headaches from it now, but it's not
mm,
as bad. But still, a lot of times marijuana help. I done tried Advils, Tylenols, ibuprofens, Mucinex. It just don't work. It don't work. And I'm not a pill person.
so are you saying that smoking marijuana is something that you would not stop doing so that you would have to take additional painkillers and different things for your ailments?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say that it helps, but marijuana also helps me for other several reasons. Like as far as even though I'm good and on the music, I'm very good at what I do, but still everybody um has a point where they have a real strong creative aspect. A lot of
Right.
times when they smoke marijuana like artists, it gives them even stronger creative aspect and on energy and the vibe and just the chemistry and everything else.
It
And then
definitely does.
also,
Mhm.
yeah, it helps. And
So
then on
with
top of
that,
that, marijuana just help all around. For example, Amazon. I said, for example, Amazon, the owner, I think he just sold Amazon to another guy, or the guy, Jeff Bezos, who owned Amazon. I think well, no, he sat there and the testing they were doing for marijuana, the drug testing, he let it go,
yeah, I know. I did hear about that for Amazon employees. They were no
and
longer
he's investing in in a cannabis company.
yeah, they let
So
it go.
that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because 9 times out of 10, probably 75 to 80% of their workers want to get let go to protect.
I
Um,
feel like Maryland as a whole just need to legalize it, like as far as recreational too. But see, the problem is they don't know how they gonna get their dollar off plus some yet.
well, I definitely think that it is a growing conversation. It's sad. A lot of our young black men have been locked up because it was not legalized, and now after they have this this stigma on them, this on their records, now it's a discussion in certain cities and states that it's legal. And I feel that because it's going to be legalized, that these incidents should be wiped from their records. Period. Because it stops a lot of progress of jobs and when you have
Not
certain things record. So I wanted to ask you on another note,
mm-hmm.
with the lifestyle, the music industry that you're also involved in, do you think music? You were saying earlier, smoking helps creativity. So you
Yeah,
being in the music industry, is that all that everybody does?
no, because everybody don't smoke. Everybody
Okay.
don't do like drugs or smoke or drink. You got some people that just don't. Some people that just take I guess you could say energy pills and drink a lot of what you call them the shakes,
Okay.
and
And
they use what is it, the sea moss. A
yes,
lot a lot
yes,
a lot of artists use that now, and then they use a lot of nutritional vitamins and drinks and everything else. So
okay.
but you do got a lot that do drug stuff. I can say that,
Okay.
but it's for their own reasons. But still, everybody's their own person. I can't judge.
How did the music portion of your life come into play for you? Like, how did that come
As far as the music, it runs through my bloodline. My father started doing it first, and my uncle was doing it, and then me and my older brother we was doing it at the same time, and then my little brother jumped right after.
about? Okay. So just musically talented.
Yeah. It just run through, and it just worked out that way.
That came through, I guess, one of your fans about your music. They wanted to know about the 13 and if you guys were still together, and if you were working on any new projects. So I'm guessing this must be something that's needed right
Uh, well, as far as 1320 mob, that's family. That's the mob is everything. That ain't never going nowhere. That's not even in existence at all. As far as 1320 mob, it's not a group. It's just a family thing. But as far as like the artist that's really doing it consistently right now and really pursuing it is me and my brother Fat Mike. And as far as projects, yeah, we got stuff on the way. We got our own solo projects, and we got that on the way in the midst of it too.
now. So you went from music, you've done some acting, and now you have your own podcast. And on your podcast, you often have a lot of guests where you guys discuss different types of smoke, right?
Yeah.
So the podcast is called. Let people know what it's called.
It's called the Smoke Station.
Okay. And what have some of the, I guess, topics?
Well, I mean, as far as topics, my podcast is a little different. Basically, if somebody is a artist, actor, comedian, an actress, or a chef do some type of infused food, or have a cannabis brand or edible brand of some sort, or even clothing, I will interview them and I'll ask them different questions, but questions that usually nobody ever asked before, and usually different than the most regular questions we get as artists.
Mm-hmm.
And I just go back to their history. I do like deep down research. Like I look for diplomas. I go back to the kids, the parents, everything, their upbringing, the area they from.
Stop. Yes,
Yeah, yeah. And
that's the way
in
to
the
do it.
midst of that, I play little games and everything else, and the conversation just consistent. And but the whole thing about it is, besides me just asking them questions, I let them tell their story,
Mm-hmm.
but the right way they feel like it's supposed to be told, just without anything really being left out.
Is that now a passion for you? Are you really, really finding that you
Yeah,
can do a podcast
yeah,
now?
yeah, definitely. I've been wanting to do it and been watching everything else and said I was already gonna do it and can do it. And I've been had this idea since 2018, but as far as me publishing it to the public and being straightforward, consistent, and out and open with it, and be able to invest it how I wanted to, how I'm investing in it now. Now I started doing it in March of this year, and it's been going real good. I done had a little up and downs with it, like you will anything else, but at the same time, I'm still keep pushing. So it's going to be good, and it's definitely going in the right direction. I just gotta keep going with it, and eventually, well, not I'm not even gonna say eventually. I'm gonna say go ahead and put um these episodes out, because that's what people really waiting for.
For your episodes? I definitely feel that your podcast is something different in the podcast world
Yeah.
that I haven't seen. Maybe it is out there. I just haven't seen it, but I've been following for quite some time, just seeing what direction you're going in and trying to understand more about this culture. I was earlier that this topic came about because there are older people that really want to understand why is it that these generations now are so comfortable with smoking. So can you kind of explain that? Why do you think the generational difference of smoking is now okay for a lot of people?
I mean, I guess because times change, and as far as the years that went on, as far as like, I guess you could say the the laws, they got elevated a little more and expressed more and opened up a little more, even though we still like feel like we stuck in a way or trapped. But all in all, it didn't evolve since years before and back in those days. So I guess it's more open, and then now in 2020 2021 is just everybody kind of freely now. So it's just with certain stuff, but everybody's smoking, like you said, even old people now. So and and I even know old people that smoke out on their porch freely, like a young person. So I guess it's like I said, it's just a free thing now, and it's a whole another new year, new thing going on. And now that they have medical marijuana cards, and they still trying to get it recreational all the way through,
So
everybody
what is
feel like they come together, open it more with it.
explain to viewers that are not familiar, what is the difference in recreation and medical use?
Medical use is, for
Just
one, with
help.
medical is, it's more like, I'm gonna say it's more indoor grown and really in a factory and in a plant, and it's really grown and snipped right, and I guess you could say yielded right and molded right to the point where you can tell the bud all the way, the flower and the bud all the way around, that it was grown all the way through.
Because they do breed different plants for different things. I've seen that.
And when and recreation. Oh, and medical. You usually gotta have a medical marijuana card. Like I said again, and you gotta it gotta be active,
Okay.
and you gotta worry about a limit. You gotta worry about as much you could spend and how many people you got spending on whatever your card is,
Hmm.
and then you gotta pay a fee and everything else. But then when we talking about and then as far as that, most people feel like it's the government or the government has something to do with it. So it's like it's a higher grade in a certain way, depending on what the flowers or the strain is, or what dispensary it might come from, or or whoever the grower was and the
I
breeder.
see.
And
I know that
hmm
you have
it
medical
it's a lot
cannabis.
that come with that.
Yeah, and
And then we have
recreation
recreational.
when you want.
Uh, it's a no spending limit. You can find that more than you can find medical. You don't have to worry about a card. No ID need to be shown. It just need to be cash. Make sure it's right, and then go ahead. And then, but you still got to watch out because a lot of these people, they say they have a certain flower strain, but it don't be that, or then they be a lower grade. And then you got to watch out for prices because certain strains have a certain price because it might be a high grade or the THC percentage might be way more than the regular recreational flower might be. So with that, you still got to watch out. But it's about, I say either way. To me, it's about quality over quantity because
That these dispensaries,
hmm
small CBD shops, and things like that are going to hurt your everyday corner that's trying to make a living some kind of way.
yeah. They have a delivery thing too, but you just gotta have a car and you gotta set it up for that. But they have it, but that's
Do you
only through medical.
feel that the dispensaries where you guys can go and buy it in the stores, do you think that that's going to hurt guys that are on the street corners from trying to make a living
Oh
on
yeah,
their own?
you talking about once they get 100%?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I've been listen. I've been had this conversation several times with a couple associates I know. I didn't had this conversation too many times. I still even think about it to myself recently. Like it's definitely going to do it because everybody have an advantage to get the same stuff. Everybody can sit here and say they got it or still fake it. Or then you got people that can buy around the quantity, but then everybody when they get to their limit, they be stuck. So then when everybody gone, then what everybody gonna do? And then for certain flowers, it's still a waiting process. And just because you might want that certain flower and they might have had it just 5, 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes later it might sell out that whole one, and then you gotta go to another dispensary or find another dispensary that might have it and hope they have it. And then the exact amount that you need or more if you want to spend more.
So if they make it legal, then what would be the reason for having somebody on a street corner or your homeboy in your back pocket where you call them?
It
What would
wouldn't
be the
be.
reason to have this legal?
Well, I mean, as far as that, if we talking about to that degree, it could still be because y'all probably could have both got from a dispensary, but at the same time, he could probably say he really got it from somewhere farther. It could be y'all both got from the dispensary, but he could probably say he got it from a state like over the West Coast somewhere where it's really grown real good, and this in the harvest season, the weather, the climate is just perfect. So he might say he got it from over there, but really didn't. But because it might look like it or smell like it, he can tax you, and then he burn you for more, but you still getting the same thing you was gonna get anyway. But you just paying more money.
It's better to get it from, your everyday hustler on the streets than it
I
is
mean,
from
I mean, yeah, but it depends. It depends on who the person you talking about that on the everyday street you're getting it from, and how consistent they are, and how y'all relationship is, and everything else, because that plays a part too.
now. I
It's
know
just the same way how it is with music.
I know recently, well, not even recently, over the years we've heard about different people that have smoked some bad stuff. They add some. How do you avoid that?
Well, for one, you got to know who you're getting it from. First of all, I don't even care from the dispensary. You got to know who you're getting it from. You got to know what it looked like all around the board, like to the T. You got to know the same way you know how somebody say your name or say it wrong. That's the same way you got to know about the flower and who you getting it from and how much it really costs and what it really smell like from a mile away because people can get you. I done seen people with bad batches and they've been to the point where I asked them if they want to smoke because they used to like smoke or in the midst of smoking, but no, they don't want it no more. They turn them out.
Mm, scared. Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I
yeah,
understand
but
that.
it's just you got to know who you getting it from and what it is, and you got to know that it's right. But if you are really what they say, weed or cannabis connoisseur, what people usually call me, but if you are one of those type of people, then you should definitely know.
Okay.
Nine times out of ten, you're never going to get got. But
Now,
that's if
I
you
mean,
know.
we were talking a little earlier before we started the show, and you showed a beautiful work of art on your arm. You kind of show the viewers what that is and tell us what it is.
Sure. Oh, right.
Okay.
It's a
And that is
weed
your
plant.
plant.
Yeah, it's a weed plant.
It's a wheat plant. Okay. Is it a particular type?
No, but I just
No.
knew. I just knew my mind it was gonna be good, and if it was real, it was gonna be grown real good too. It was gonna
You
smoke good and everything. Hmm.
well, you know what, Neeko, I really have enjoyed talking to you this evening to try to learn more about the whole culture of
Oh, and
marijuana.
as far as I forgot to say too. As far as flowers, sativas are usually the uppers, like Blue Dream and um, what's another strain I could say? Like White Gorilla, um, certain to me like platinums or like what I could say, lemon haze or something like that. That's a sativa. Indicas are usually the downers. That's the one that have you laid back, the one that have you feeling real sluggish.
Uh,
Like
so
bubblegum lotto, super sour diesel, purple haze, uh,
that's the
Georgia
only name
pie.
I'm familiar with is the purple haze. I don't know because
Yeah,
I hear
if you know the real person with purple haze, like it ain't even got to be from a dispensary, and they have a real good batch on a consistent basis, and it's like you can tell, yeah, you'll be good. Like one time, I was smoking on people, and it was so good. The window was open, but we ain't want nobody to smell it outside because we ain't want to cause no traction because it was so the odor was so strong. So we closed the window.
mm, that that made it even more. I'm
Hmm.
quite sure.
Yeah, but I
Wow.
ain't care. I
Yeah.
wasn't the one, but I ain't care.
Was there anything about your life that you would change at this point?
Um, I would say just to take that I need to take a little extra risk, but just make sure as far as having uh my I's dotted and my T's crossed as far as dealing with certain people and how people move and everything else. Um, just stay on top of that like I'm already doing, and just keep staying consistent. That's it.
Okay. Well, like I said, I really enjoyed this conversation. Gave us some
Oh, and
education.
actually give people a platform where they feel comfortable and feel like that they want to come back and then really express themselves and tell a story the way it's supposed to be told.
Yeah,
That's about
definitely,
it.
definitely. Like I said, you can find Nico on the how many days a week, or is it just one day?
Um,
And do you
no, this Saturday I got an interview with the artist named GGL Slick. He from Cherry Hill, and After that, I'm booked for basically this whole month. So it's like it can be any day.
Okay. So
Sometimes I
I
got
mean,
two people in one day.
I would suggest if you want
Um,
to learn
it,
about smoking, definitely catch his show,
yeah,
listen to the viewers, and understand what they're talking about. It's a lot of information. It's not just about smoking. It's about people's lives and the different things that they experience. So it is a
yeah,
really good
and
show.
the good and the bad, the wins and the
And
losses, and the
now,
overcoming.
to smoke, or do you do the eating, of different things? Which one do you
Yeah,
prefer?
either one. I don't have a stronger preference. I mean, well, no. I'll say smoking, but to be honest, I love them just as both. So it really don't have a preference. Like it can be even now. Like after the show, like I can still sit here and smoke, and if I see what I might have want, I eat it. I know the effect it's going to take on me and how I'm gonna feel, and I know how to cope with it, and still manage to do what I'm supposed to do. But that's because I've been um dealing with cannabis products for a while. So my body's kind of adjusted, and then I know how to handle it, and it actually do helps me, like medical and just as far as me feeling good to the point where I don't really gotta feel no pain as far as body, and then I don't really gotta worry about nothing. Like I'm good, and then I don't really stress about nothing.
Well, again, like I said, you definitely gave some information and get a different shed a different light on those that are indulging in the smoking world. And definitely told me a lot of things I did not know about types. So I appreciate your time this evening. You're always welcome
Yeah,
to come back and tell us
yeah.
more
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
what you're achieving and doing as as time goes on. Sorry about that. And that's our show for this evening. Again, I want to thank you for coming on the Chrissy Comics Conversation, because this is where we have meaningful conversations that not always people agree with, but that are necessary. So until the next
Yeah, I
time,
respect it.
make sure that you have good conversations with people, and instead of just passing judgment, pass positivity, pass some enlightenment, pass something that's worthwhile. Later on this weekend, I'll have another guest where we'll discuss finances and your credit and how to take advantage of this now new time that we're in for COVID. I hope you'll be able to join me on Saturday at 9 p.m. It'll be pre-recorded. And I also want to let people know that there is an event this weekend for Mr. Dante Keith, my previous guest, Mr. Intent to Win. I am so happy for you. There's an all-white party this weekend. If you're interested, please visit my site to be able to purchase tickets, or his site on Instagram at Dante Keith or Intent to Win. Again, I thank you, Neeko Bond, for being a guest on Chrissy
Thank
Conversation.
you for having
And everybody have a good night. And so you smoke responsibly.
Oh, and as far as my Instagram, it's Bond Dog 1320. That's BONDDAWG 1320 1320.
All right. I'll
And
make sure
Facebook,
I'll
Neeko Bond.
show on my YouTube station at Chrissy Comments, as well as anchor.fm/Chrissy Comments Conversation.